With Mobile One at the time, so Mobile One, we got to sit in the Mobile One suite. We got excellent parking.
I would imagine.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Hello, Mike.
Right.
Oh, do I have to? There's a thing.
Oh yeah, hit the thing. It's on the
Oh,
side.
it's on the side. Oh, I get it.
There you
Yeah.
go. Yeah, exactly.
We're
Yeah.
live.
Turn your chair.
Already,
Yes, absolutely.
Quick side
Let me get in
tangent.
here.
Well, first off, actually, so hello, everybody. We are Pints and Pistons. We are like the best, most awesomest, and only automotive/beer podcast on YouTube and trying to stream other places and whatnot. I'm Daniel. That's
Brian.
and that's
Mike.
and that
then
is-
this isn't Chris. This is Zach because Chris couldn't be here. So we
Yes,
got
I
I brought
somebody else.
Zach back.
We
Zach-
got someone else with the beard to fill in.
Yes,
for
our
Chris.
bearded wonder was not feeling well tonight, so we substituted another bearded wonder.
I appreciate you all.
You're welcome.
Sincere.
So, quick super side tangent.
Bearded wonder number
Already.
2, though, has decided to make himself a little more dramatic.
Well, yeah, he's going full wizard, Wild West
Hey, man.
something. Anyway, he said I'm gonna tuck the beard in the
No. It's
No,
okay.
no,
I got
you're
some for
good.
you.
You're good.
You got to.
Uh-oh,
I got to get this out of the way, though.
Is there a shirt?
Oh, it's a diesel.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, you got to be the space wizard you want to see
Yeah, we understand.
straight on the side of a van.
Well,
It's important.
also, we understand that the guy has a diesel and
Yeah,
your
yeah.
Cummins is coming,
Yeah.
apparently.
So,
Sorry about your penis, bro.
Mr. Mike from Old School's Garage actually came in super clutch this week and helped out. So, at the place I work at, we have a Mali 1234YF AC machine.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like the older machines where you put a tank in it and then you hook it up and you're good. You have to fill the machine up. The machine has its own reusable tank, and you use an auxiliary tank to fill said tank. And I guess somebody somehow lost the adapter that they use to put on the tank and fill it. And we had... Oh, we're good. Okay, we had the absolute hardest time finding this thing. And the problem is like, I didn't realize what they were asking for, and we didn't have it. So they just tell me it's an adapter to go from the machine to the tank. And I'm like, you got a picture? Like something. Like, I know, like, air fittings and stuff like that, but this is 1234YF. Like, and then they're just like, oh no, we just need it. I'm like, dude, like, listen, I don't know what I'm looking for. Come in here and help me look. I don't have time for that.
Like UFW? Sorry, I don't think.
Well, do you want to use the machine to fix the car, or are you just gonna make the freaking customer keep waiting? So eventually, I get a picture of it. I try to go through O'Reilly's, get the wrong one. Try to go through Advanced, get the wrong one, and then I'm telling the one technician who needs it, I'm like, dude, I'm at my wit's end. And at this point, we had a customer who we had to send home without their AC working because he drained it.
Oh no.
But
AC's not working.
But this time of year, man. So anyway.
Oh no.
The technician tells me, he's like, listen, man, he said, I'm not trying to tell you how to do your job, but call Napa. And I said, you're not telling me how to do my job, but like, I'll call Napa. And he goes, the other store I worked at down in South Florida, like, we had the same thing happen, like, where we needed a new fitting, and Napa had it. And I was like, well, I said, A, you're okay. You're not offending me. Thank you. And B, thank you, because I'll call Napa. So I call Napa, and Mike answers. And I'm like, Mike, listen, I need this. And then at this time, I finally get a screenshot, a crude AutoZone screenshot with no part number in it from the technician of what I need. Send it to Mike. And Mike calls me up, and he's like, I don't think I can get it from... Well, oh no, he sent me a picture. Like, he found one at Napa, and he sent me a picture of it, but it wasn't right because it wouldn't screw on to the can. It had different threads because it wasn't a 1234YF one. So Mike being Mike, his wife's the manager of AutoZone down at Homeless House. He called her, gets me a part number from AutoZone and everything. I get one in, and it worked perfect. So Mike came in super duper clutch in that. But the funny thing, and yeah, I'll
finish that up. It worked perfect.
So
he thought there was one more problem.
It shows up.
It didn't fit.
It shows up, and now I'm told it screws onto the bottle, and then they use the machine to hook up to the bottle to fill it. And I'm like, it has to screw on the bottle. So I grab the bottle, and I'm like, nah. I'm like, maybe it's just not, like, maybe it's cockeyed or the thread's fucked up. and I literally, I get up, I walk out. By this time, Zach's around, and I'm yelling, I said, Frankie! And I was like, it doesn't fit! And Zach goes, it works! And I'm like, what? And he goes, Daniel, it's a gas-type bottle. It's left-hand thread.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Righty loosey, lefty tighty. Like, it's meant for left-handed people like me.
Frankie
I just started going, and I'm like,
it was left-handed thread. It's like, no, I didn't know it was left-hand thread. Everybody's like, you didn't know that was... I'm like, no, stop it. I didn't know. I didn't know. If I would have just turned it the other way, it would have worked perfect.
So, dude, I could see, because I only got to him after all those other things had already happened. This thing just walks in as I'm coming in, and he goes to put it on there, and he just throws it back on the counter, walks out telling Frankie it's not working. I'm like, slow down. I'm like, I have no idea what's going on this morning, but it works.
It's like, Daniel, it's a gas bottle. It's left-hand thread. It's like, oh, it's good to know. So, those are left-hand thread. How much that little bottle cost, do you think, the one we were fucking with?
Oh, the refrigerant bottle? That's a big bottle of refrigerant. I have no idea.
Well, it's a 10-pounder. 1234YF.
Well, I know with our
800.
Jeez, that's way over what I was gonna guess.
No,
I was at like 310.
Yeah, around there, because I'm going off of the things that are chillers and all that are run off of.
It's little. It was on sale for $750. So
on sale for $750.
1234YF is expensive. It retails.
I don't know. My Camaro doesn't have AC.
Well, the messed up part is too is they don't do it. And they don't do it in pounds anymore.
It's
like,
like,
you know,
86 is original, what, like 134 or
No, it's 112.
112. 112.
Yeah, it's 112.
And it works. It's just the vacuum lines.
That's not
are broken.
refrigerant. That's NOS.
Right. I know. Listen, Mike, I had to broadcast, since we're live, the not quite exact price. That's like what somebody who would walk into a certain maybe place might pay for it. You should see how much Kia actually too. Napa is though. Napa can nab me cans for a lot less.
Mhm.
Kia will sell cans, and that's just because I've looked at Kia before. We'll say for $900 for a 10-pounder. But no, 134 for a 30-pounder is like 200 something bucks, to put that into perspective.
Yeah.
See, okay, then that's what I was thinking.
But that's
like-
that's a 30-pounder though.
And it's
And-
like the propane tanks.
Yeah.
but the thing is too is 1234YF, they don't do in pounds, they do in grams.
All right.
You're,
Fucking
so
British.
it retails
Fucking international math, man.
it retails at about 35 to 40 cents a gram.
That's some hot shit right there, buddy.
My poor Kia needs an
You don't
alternator.
understand that.
Oh, I'm sorry that your Kia needs an alternator. It's probably expensive, to be honest.
Well, no, he's
Are they
got
still
his oh shit, Joe's is like early 2000s, like the Sophia.
Well, see,
I learned how to drive a manual on one of those.
the bad part is even the Kias back in the early 90s are so temperamental with aftermarket alternators. We can still get alternators for like 90s Sportages and stuff.
Really?
Yeah. Don't know why.
Ooh, that first
But,
one, I actually like those.
Yeah, so anyway, your average, like, just say passenger car, like, we'll just use, like, your car or my car, for example, or even your Mustang, even your Camaro, like, this 550 grams at 40 cents a gram.
Yeah.
Now, if you have an SUV with rear AC,
Oh yeah, you got even more.
you're running about 900 grams
Yes.
at 40 cents a gram.
Wow.
2000 Sophia. That's fantastic. That's actually, that might be full on, that might be Mitsubishi era. That's not going to be a Mazda. That'll be Mitsubishi era, actually. I think it's got a Mitsubishi motor in it, if I'm not mistaken.
Which means it will have a Mitsubishi alternator.
Correct.
Means it'll
Which
be an,
means
which
hook up your
means it'll
TV
be
to
an,
it,
which
you'll be
means
good.
it'll be an off-the-shelf part.
That'd be, yeah, because
So the parts on the back of your TV, you just take it off and you put it in.
it's get like one of them capacitors. Yeah, because Kia started with Mazda for engines, and then they went Mitsubishi, and then went full Kia. Which also, I want to bring up another little topic too for you guys.
I got topics
Through
too,
the
but
Kia
yeah,
thing.
do your Kia
No, y'all are gonna love this.
I'm looking forward to it.
We live in 2024. EVs
Yeah,
are
that-
a roaming. They're a roaming the roads.
As they are.
So Kia now has a program called Kia Connect.
Uh-oh.
So you download an app on your phone.
Nice.
You pay a subscription fee,
As one does.
and now you
nice.
have all these crazy
Okay,
cool.
BMW.
Thank you.
I need my butt warmed. You gotta pay
Yeah.
money for that.
You got all these crazy cool exclusive features to you now because you pay this fee. And the one thing that stuck out to me that you also have to purchase on top of having the
You
subscription
can hook up Pornhub to it.
is called Kia Boost.
Kia Boost.
Kia Boost.
You mean
Don't tell me you have to pay a subscription to get all of the power out of your EC. Don't.
No, don't
Don't
tell
say
me.
it.
Don't tell me you gotta pay all this money for someone to take a USB cord and steal your car.
Don't say it.
No, these are EVs, so they don't have like keyholes. But no, what I'm saying is you go on this app and you go, oh well, I bought the most expensive EV with the most power and torque and everything, but if I pay this money, it will give me more horsepower and torque. Bluetooth Connect. Update the car.
So you're saying what we need to do for a tune is go to Pirate Bay for our
No,
You know what? This brings,
Live wire will do it.
no, this actually brings up.
You get 150 horsepower and
What?
170 something foot-pounds of torque added.
So,
What?
but
Thanks,
no,
yeah.
No,
but
this brings up a really interesting thing because
Oh,
I've seen this with
no.
BMW and
Yes.
their subscription heat warmers,
Mhm.
and BMW was the
No.
first one that tried to put Apple CarPlay and Android Auto behind a paywall when it's free on everything else, including these little shitbox Kias. The hardware is already in the car.
Yep.
That's my problem. the
Yeah,
car-
that is a huge problem.
The car
Wait,
was capable of it already.
I've already bought the car. I've already bought
Well,
all
what?
the
Yeah.
hardware. It's already there. I'm not paying you extra just to turn something on and off. Somebody, and most likely it's going to be the Ukrainian hackers that are writing pack programs for John Deere tractors and the like, are going to start branching out,
Oh,
and they're going to start coming up with a little thing where you can download an app, connect to your phone, and next thing you know, boom, you've got like Forescan, or you've got Can Opener, or you've got any of those other programs. HP Tuners level, and
Actually.
you'll be getting like HP Tuners level access to all of the CAN bus systems in these new cars, and you'll just flick things on and off as you feel like it, and they can take their subscription services and.
I got to interject on a technical level real quick. Guys, we're using an old setup, and I'm noticing the volume is jumping around a bit. If it starts, like, our voice starts popping or something like that, or if it's too loud, can you please let us know? I appreciate it. Thank you. And
Yeah, sorry. Again, Chris isn't here, so we
we're
have...
using the old HP.
Yeah, we got the old laptop, and then we also got the old webcam,
It's
so...
touch screen too, though, so that's cool.
Well,
right?
yeah, don't touch the screen, because remember
I
what
got
happened
Code
last time?
Breaker for Game Boy. I'll get into that Kia. That's exactly
That's what I'm saying.
that's exactly what I'm talking about.
And of course, like we have our warranty. I know Kia has a 10-year, 100,000 on at least powertrain, and then I know like
their warranties all actually very, very skewed apart. So they have adjustments and light bulbs, and adjustments would be like if your car went out of alignment in 12,000 miles basically. But that's 12,000 miles, 12,000 miles, 12 months. Light bulbs are 12,000 miles, 12 months. Your radio and anything related to, except for if it has an amplifier, is 3 years, 36,000 miles. Your battery is 3 years, 36,000 miles. Your basic warranty is 5 years, 60,000 miles. Emissions is 8 years, 80,000 miles. And powertrain is 10 years, 100,000 miles.
I have to say, Tellurides, changing the light bulbs, they're amazing. They're right there. But also... most of my scars on my hands is from
a Telluride?
Yeah, changing out in the parking lot, going from their halogens to LEDs and all that. Super easy, but goddamn, breaking that motherfucker loose. Everything right there is super sharp and will cut your hand open. But once you get it up, there's
It won't cut my hand open. Cut your hand open. But not
boom,
my
boom,
hand.
boom, 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 boom. But anyway, let me get a
beverage?
Yeah, let me get a glass. Let me get a beverage, and then also I want to talk about something. We'll continue on with your Kia.
the thing that what I was trying to bring up is that when these cars come out and you're paying subscriptions for them and such, are the car companies themselves going to get to a point where they just release it all because they won't pay for the servers to maintain that? Ooh.
Oh, yeah. Could you imagine if the servers get shut down?
Oh my gosh.
The reason why the car companies are pushing things to a subscription model is because they can get people to buy the car,
which is theirs,
and then continue to keep paying them every month.
Absolutely,
it's an income stream.
Oh, they're
not gonna one day be in the goodness of their heart. Okay, we're just gonna turn everybody's stuff on. Have a good day. No. Because they want that sweet revenue stream.
Then my thing would be, I look forward as the years pass and these cars go past their warranty. Thank you, sir. These vehicles go past their warranties and such, because when you go to grab your new vehicle and hack it, and it's yours, well, you're not relying on the dealership anyway. So that's
Have you seen that flipper thing? You ever seen any
the Flipper Zero? Yeah, the Flipper Zero.
You know,
I don't know what this is.
It's basically
a hacking tool.
It's
a handheld hacking tool.
And
it'll do all kinds of shit.
There are some people that have written some code and some programs and threw it on some free websites.
As it goes.
I saw a guy get.
Unlock Teslas.
I saw a guy get.
Ooh, boy.
I saw a guy actually kind of get into trouble because he figured out how to use a Flipper Zero to make traffic lights change.
Yeah.
Like that one game, I forget what the game's called. The one where you're a hacker guy.
Watch Dogs.
Watch Dogs, yeah.
Yeah,
That's actually really cool.
This guy was going around and he's posting videos and stuff of him holding his flipper up to a Tesla and unlocking it and then just getting in it. Can't start it or drive it, and he said, that'll come soon, don't worry.
That was the other thing. Now that I'm thinking, as more electric vehicles come out, dude, with our tuners and stuff, we're having to change, like fuels, like everything,
fuel map,
dude.
Exactly,
right?
Shows,
exactly.
But
now with this, dude, anyone's going to be able to get an app and just like change stuff.
Well, they're not even waiting for electric cars. Like there are thieves that are
just to let you know, you probably won't be able to port an entire.
No,
thing
these are 16 ounce.
So but it's a 16 ounce thing. But
there's
I'm excited for this.
Some cars now, people are stealing cars because they will reach under the bumper, pull the headlight out, and they will plug their own little gimmick into the headlight socket which will talk to CAN because
Yeah, 'cause
apparently CAN
headlights are CAN bus
because
now on
CAN
a lot of cars.
automatically just allows any new device to just go ahead and hook up to the network and do its thing, rather than typical network security of is do not trust a new device unless the user tells
honestly,
it to.
the reason why that the CAN bus and all modern cars do that is to allow scanners, because the OBD2 port uses CAN bus.
Yeah.
Well,
So
hell, a
it
lot of
basically-
people are stealing with the Hondas, like the Accords and all that. The fucking the radar in the front, like in
Yeah.
Chicago and,
Yeah.
and Philadelphia
Yeah.
and all that. They're
Yeah.
literally going knocking the bottom
That's
grill
another
out
radar's
and
CAN
pull,
bus.
and pulling the
These-
thing. And to it's to the point to where it's not like a recall, but if like you come into your
It's a
dealership and
TSB.
it's like they replace it for free because it's one of those. Most of the time they have to replace the entire harness going to it because
Yeah.
they just
Did we?
cut.
Did Chris and I tell you guys Kia's fix for their thing last time or no?
Put
The
it in
club?
the garage or the club or
No,
put the
they-
club
no.
outside the garage. Don't
No.
put it in the garage
They
anymore.
have a new fix. It
Don't put
is
gas in it.
it is a steep hot metal thin
Oh yeah.
shield that goes over the ignition cylinder.
Yes,
and
yep.
you glue it on with JB Weld.
Yep.
That's the new fix.
Yep.
In other
Well,
words,
hold on. Let's go into this.
take it
and
to another
then-
manufacturer and trade it.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
I'm
instantly,
excited.
instantly
This-
trade in.
I just read the little description.
I-
It's
So
like a
I'm gonna
wholesome-
read the
like,
description
it's like a
because
wholesome beer.
Brian doesn't
Okay.
have his cheaters on.
Yes,
'cause
because
he's
I'm old. So I went back to 9 Stage Brewing because it is literally,
Really cool artwork.
2 miles away.
It's
Yeah,
literally
nice.
hand drawn
And-
artwork,
Yeah, and,
and this is Genie's Mango Ale. It's a
which
mango.
I think is his mom.
Yes, mango blonde ale, and it is 5% alcohol by volume.
So, Genie's Mango Ale is a request from our manager, who is also a mother, a wife, and Nana. This refreshing mango blonde ale pairs well with her delicious Korean food by tempering the spices and complementing the sweet.
We should go up there and try the food.
Yes,
today.
so
Yeah.
this is literally the owner's mom requested this, and she is the sweetest lady. She is wonderful.
You might have to take a sip first. to be honest.
Yeah,
Yes,
Yeah.
all the people up there are amazing.
Agreed.
I didn't taste
Cheers,
it.
gentlemen. Happy Friday, everybody. Happy
Hey.
Friday. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Slancha.
Slancha.
Also, thank you everybody, the new people that have like blown up our page. We have gone from 800 followers to 2,700 followers.
I'm surprised you set that back down.
Yeah.
We
I'm
have
not
we
now.
have also gone. One of our videos went viral and it hit 336,000 views. Then we had another video that went even more viral. That in a week's period went from 2,000 views to 500 and as we just finished 560,000 views.
Over half a million.
Over 500,000. We're about at the
That's-
600 mark.
That tastes like fresh homemade bread with mango jelly.
I know.
That
I
is
know.
really good.
good.
It is so
also,
easy
guys,
drinking and smooth.
we're viral.
We
and
are
then
viral,
also,
eventually. And
Another great thing, the best thing,
I should
we are
I
we
should-
can be
Yeah, I was
monetized
gonna
on
say, I
every
should've done that
single
before we
fucking
started.
platform.
By the way, guys.
I know super chat. We could have added super chat.
Hey, starting next episode, guys, we're going to be having super chat, and I apologize for the
'Cause we
ads, but there are
finally
going to
hit
be ads and
five-
mid-rolling ads.
We finally hit 500 subscribers on YouTube. We're at
so
506. Thank you,
We will be
everybody, for
monetized.
that.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you.
5.5 years, and we are finally able to be monetized on every single fucking platform that we're on.
That's fantastic.
And I have been sorry guys for annoying the shit out of y'all, but I have been pushing these last 2 weeks. I have.
No,
been
I
pushing
appreciate
the
you doing
shit.
it.
I know, it's funny though. Every time he sends the message, I just look at it. I'm like, yeah, we're still gonna be broke.
Yeah, well, I know that. I know that. But it's just the fact that we finally hit this spot to where we can. We can. I'm not saying we will. We can
Cheers.
finally start getting shit. And, but also the fact that, thank you guys, like, the people that are commenting that love the videos, and then the ones that hate it, and y'all the most, because there is like a group of 30 people that are arguing back and forth, and like it is the greatest thing ever because it is making it to where there's constant views, constant feedback, constant everything on there.
We
It
love
keeps
you.
on putting it on.
And perk
Thank you, guys.
yourself
Thank
up
you.
there with your shirt
Oh,
real quick.
yes.
Yeah,
Sure.
and remember, guys, before we get famous, go to pintsandpistons.net.
.net.
You can get
You
those.
can see it's in the description below
Yes.
you right there. You can
Yes.
get your very
You can
own
get a
Pints and
shirt.
Pistons
You
shirt.
can get a hoodie.
Which I still
You
haven't
can
bought
get
mine.
you can get a shirt. You can get a hoodie. You can get a pint glass. You can get a mug. You can get a tote. You can get a tank top for your girl. And you know what? I think
Everyone's
after this,
girl likes the Pints and Pistons tank top.
after this, you know what? We're gonna have dog clothes.
Hey,
Dog clothes. You want a dog
clothes.
hoodie?
I
You want a dog shirt?
I want a Pints
Yeah,
and Pistons
okay.
dog
You know what?
Duchess.
You know what? By next week, we'll have that all. We'll have that up there.
I was gonna say a Braxton.
You really just want to wear the dog clothes for yourself.
No.
No.
Nah,
Hey,
we
listen,
cut our own
Calm
crop
down.
tops here.
If we had small enough clothes from a little spider to wear, I'd even get them for the spider, okay?
Spider. Yeah,
Spider.
that's what the decals are for.
But yeah, so
From the source.
also on our latest video that has gone viral, and that RX-7, the one with the LS swap in it, and
Oh
all
yeah,
that,
yeah.
he commented on it and posted his trailer burnout because someone was talking about something, and he's like, "Oh, you mean like this?" And so I replied to him and said, "We absolutely love your car." I'm like, "We have a video of you leaving, just didn't do a burnout," and yeah, apparently he was just like, "I was tired, I just wanted to go."
Yeah.
I'm like, I understand, but we're engaging with them. Also, on YouTube, on our shorts, Jeremy's burnout video is going fucking AWOL on that.
Well, that was a nutty ass.
Nutty thing, and also
That
like
was
I know
nuts.
we said it last episode, like seriously, like Jeremy has now like followed us and all that. We're following him, and if you haven't seen any of his shit, like look at that fucking OBS burnout that we posted. It is absolutely amazing. If you go to his page and you look at the in-car
Joe
view,
wants to wear the tank.
if you look at the in-car view of it, it was fucking gnarly. And
Yeah.
apparently the Malibu, the one that has now gone even more viral, he was a drag week winner, I think 2 years in a row for his class and that. So like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
when we went to Gainesville, I did see the Silverado make a pass, but
Mhm.
like I said, we were still walking up to the stand, so I wasn't able to do
Yeah.
anything with it. But did see Snot Rocket make a 6-second pass.
Mhm.
Watched the Turtle make a really fast pass, and I found out later that he
that's when
basically
he grenaded the motor.
basically Chuck Rods through the block at the end of that one. But it was a fast pass.
Yeah.
And then Canadian Chuck Norris with the GTO.
GTO. That man is a freaking gem too. Like
Oh, nicest guy.
he
Nicest
is.
guy.
He is.
Nicest guy.
He's
I
like,
was in
he's like a
Canada.
picture Canadian man.
It's a 65 or 66 GTO turbo manual.
Yeah, AC.
Full-
It gets almost 30 miles to the
Full
gallon.
interior.
He does not trailer his car from Canada to Florida for sick week.
Good.
He
drives
drives
it.
it
Good.
during
Drove
the
it-
blizzard.
Absolutely.
No, he drove it through a blizzard, hauling his race trailer,
It'll push.
came all the way down,
Yes.
and
that's
but he
what I'm
doesn't
talking
just
about.
do sick week. He does Hot Rod Drag Week. He does Rocky Mountain Race Week. He does Midwest
That,
Drag.
that car's got to easily have a couple 100,000 miles.
Like
on it.
every
Like,
drag and drive event. Like the drag and drive events are typically 900 to 1,000 miles long.
Sure.
Every drag and drive event, that car gets about 3,500 miles put on it.
Because
And then come unload
because
your trailer with it and run like nines. and
yeah,
eights.
no, he's driving more from Canada to the event than the actual event is.
Yeah.
And then when he finally got home, he's like, "Okay, I'm home," and he goes into like one of those big indoor car washes, and it's literally this much ice caked underneath his car. He's like,
Ooh,
clean it up.
Yes.
He's like, "All right."
Speaking of
He's like,
car washes.
"It's gone for the winter." Yeah, no, I'm taking it out next week.
Yeah, it's not winter in Florida.
Yeah,
I saw this chain in Japan. It's a car wash chain, and it's like I don't know how much money it converts to or whatever, but they have 2-post lift car washes,
Mhm.
and you drive your car onto a drive-on, and then you have a lift, and you lift your car and have the pressure washer to go underneath it and everything.
Hey, I like that.
Well, there's some areas in Japan where they salt the roads, so
Mhm.
that's a
yeah.
good thing.
Yeah.
you want to talk about cars on a lift? Well, on jack stands. I did a thing this week, and
You did.
that
He
Your
did.
car can stop more
We-
efficiently.
I finally fixed the brakes in the rear.
I
Mike-
still haven't fixed my brakes.
Mike had never done drum brakes before.
No, I rebuilt it. Okay, so it was one of those. I've never done drum brakes before. I've taken I've tinkered with them and all that. I haven't fully taken completely off, bare bones,
I understand
rebuilt.
that can be intimidating. I
Okay.
understand
Well,
completely.
but I was looking at
I
it.
don't
I'm
think
like,
it's wrong.
I was like, you know what? I rebuilt the fucking diff in the car, and that was full on. Okay, shim, clutch, shim, clutch, and it works.
Yes.
So I'm like, you know what? Fuck it.
I
Like,
can do drums.
I can do drums. I mean,
Did you do one side at a time?
Yeah, well, I only did the one side because the other side is still good.
The one side, it wasn't the shoes; it was hardware related.
Oh, okay.
And
So-
that was the issue, but it was one of those to where I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm like, just
He wants to-
I
he wants to
need
drive the
do
car.
it. I need to do it, and I did it.
So we had a
And-
problem where the right rear wheel would just tighten up and drag that brake really, really bad, and the wheel would feel nuclear.
Like
just
not
go-
not the drum, like
The
full
wheel.
on. Like you could touch the 10-hole, and like I blistered my hand at the gas station because I was like, I'm pumping gas. I'm like, why does my leg feel hot? Like this, like because I'm like, and I touched the wheel itself, and I instantly blistered my finger. I'm
Yeah.
like,
So
okay, something's wrong with this.
So we tackled this once before. We pulled everything off. We looked.
Everything looked
Brake cleaned everything, poked around, moved everything around. Nothing was locked up. Nothing seemed to be locked up. Everything seemed to be in place. So I'm like, well, okay, we can either take all this shit all apart.
I know it's good.
We didn't have any parts. Or I'm just going to flip this little lever and run the adjuster all the way in and see what happens.
And we did. And it worked for a bit until last time when we took it out to Friday Night Thunder.
Yeah.
And you heard that pop.
Yes.
You heard it.
It was-
I heard a slight one backing out of the driveway, and I'm like, okay. And then leaving Thunder, not even backing up, going forward, and all of a sudden it went pop.
Yeah.
And I was like,
something-
okay. And that 1.5-mile drive home, I was hard pulling. Like, it was hard pulling to the right, and I was hard pulling on the left. And I'm like, fuck, shit happened
Yeah,
again.
and when he pulled into the driveway, like I said, and I get here afterwards because it was Pints Pistons night. I get here afterwards, and he's like, "The wheel's hot," and I went out there an hour later,
And touched just the wheel,
touched
not
the-
even
and touched
not
the
even
wheel.
the drum, the wheel
just touched the
itself.
wheel, and I was like, "Damn, that bitch is locked up again." So the car's been sitting.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason. Well, besides the battery, but besides that, like that's the only reason. Car runs
So Mike,
great.
so me and Mike are messaging during the week, and he's like, "All right, I want to fix the brakes." So he goes and gets complete hardware kit, and so I'm
Minus wheel cylinder because
Cause-
we did not
Sure.
think it was. And
So
when we
he-
looked at it last time, it didn't look
yeah,
like. the
like I
wheel
said,
cylinder.
I mean, they went in and out and did brake things. We're like, all right. So I was thinking, well, maybe the adjuster. I was thinking that maybe the adjuster was reversed, put in backwards, because normally the adjuster works when you reverse and the shoes wear. It'll click at one time or once or twice and then it just won't be able to click anymore, and that kind of adjusts itself. So if the adjuster was put in backwards, then every time you hear the brakes going forward, it would try to click it to tighten it up. He looked, sent me a picture of it, and I compared it.
I was
like,
gonna say, and that was the thing. Instantly, I'm like, it
Yeah,
looks fine to me.
he sent me a picture, and I was like, no, the adjuster looks correct. And then he pulled the drum off the other side, and everything was 180, mirror image of one another. It was like, all right. So
And at
he's,
that point, I'm about an hour just like it. At this point, I hadn't torn anything apart. I was just going back and forth from each side, just checking
Looking.
each
Just
like,
make
each
sure
that
ring,
it
each
mirrored.
thing,
Yeah.
and
just
then
like
by this time, he had already bought the hardware kit. He's like,
yeah,
you know
I
what?
already
Yeah.
had it.
He's
It
like,
was
you know what? I'm
$20 for the kit that
you know,
does both
springs and
sides.
all the little. He's like, you know what?
It's
He's
almost
like, I'm
a
just gonna.
40-year-old car too. So,
He's like,
you
you
know,
know,
like it's,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, but it had been replaced before.
Oh, okay.
9 years ago.
So he was like, he's
Okay.
like, you know what? I'm just gonna get the new hardware for that side just to see if I can fix it. All right, cool. So he starts messing with it again, and he sends me a picture. He was like,
Yeah,
something just happened. Everything moved.
Yeah, I got it all up in the air. I got all both tires off. I got both actual drums off, and I was looking at the thing and all that. And I was like messing, like looking at both sides and all that. And so I was messing with it, and I'm like, it's not this way. And all of a sudden it went, tunk, and I'm like, what was that? And I looked, and I'm like, that's not
It's
supposed
so
to
good.
be there. That's what we. And I sent the picture to Brian. I'm like,
Yeah, he
I'm
sent
pretty
me-
sure I just figured out what it was.
He sent me that picture.
So on the wheel cylinder, and it was the one on the passenger side.
Oh shit.
The leading towards the front wheel cylinder pushed all the way out and so that's
That is not
supposed to be
supposed to be
there.
like that.
Yeah.
It's
It
almost-
hyperextended and
It's
pushed
almost
the
like
entire thing.
there was fluid pressure inside the wheel cylinder or something, and when he moved it, it shot loose, and the piston on the leading shoe side popped out.
Yeah. And
And
so
just-
that's where it was that
So-
was dragging.
yeah.
Then it was kind of like I was like, well, wait a second.
And when you looked at the actual
And it then-
shoe, the primary shoe, it was extra worn up at the top, which would be
Okay,
it pushing
so-
out.
So
Yeah,
then I started
yeah.
thinking, I was like, I wonder if that pushed out, I wonder if there was any moisture that ever gotten inside the cylinder and caused some surface rust and was not letting the piston retract.
Okay.
Oh, it's
Or if it was just a badly machined cylinder and the piston's rocking as it's moving out and it just slid that one forward. So then I was like, all right. I'm like, wheel cylinders are cheap.
Yeah.
Get a wheel
It
cylinder.
was $16 for wheels. It was actually the same
And
price as what my entire hardware.
My old ass actually has drum brake tools in my toolbox.
Yes.
Well, I bought the one which was basically an all-in-one. Compared
Yeah,
to
yours
what
yours
you
yours
had.
was the one that you could basically just grab and kind of flick the
which
springs off.
Which did help.
And flick the
and
springs
all
off.
that.
But I've got like the actual pliers that has like the spring release
Yeah.
and the hooks and everything that you can.
Which came in handy, but I gotta say, I still got the bruise on
Got
from when
stung?
when the one popped and I hit the fucking fender.
Sure, mind issues there.
Yeah.
Like I said, I also have like the screwdriver handle with the big cup on the end.
Yeah,
of it to pop
absolutely.
the screw-
To do
like,
the holding springs.
I'm old. I have all the and the little spoons for adjusting the adjuster
Yeah,
from the back. I've got all this stuff.
absolutely.
So he stopped over at the house after work, grabbed all the tools, and I'm like, they're drum brakes. They're not rocket surgery.
No.
They've been around for over a century. They haven't changed much. You'll be fine. Call me if you need help.
But it's like I told Sabrina, because like she was like, it looks I'm like, it's not. I'm like, the biggest thing is it doesn't bolt to anything. It's literally all held together
Yeah.
with spring
Yeah.
tension.
It's
I'm like, so you have to and I was fighting. She's like, is something I'm like, yes, the whole thing's loose. I'm like,
Everything is.
you have to get the springs at like once the springs go into the right spot,
need to-
everything just goes
just-
boom, and it's
Yeah,
there.
He's
but,
got everything too.
Yeah.
but it's one of those. It's just you have to get it to that point, and you're the spring tension pulling everything together, and then once it's all together, it just
Just
goes
kind of goes.
what? You move it once,
My
and
favorite
it
is
goes.
Stealth adjusters.
Yeah. So anyway, that's what this car has the self adjusters.
Oh.
But that's
Yeah,
what I was.
so-
That's why I was thinking that originally the adjuster may have been put in backwards,
Oh.
Yeah, 'cause,
because the way it was
But
like he
it-
would drive
it
the car a
wasn't-
little bit and it would get really tight.
So that day, I did.
remember setting fresh self adjusters, like just throwing it in reverse or in drive, just slamming the brakes.
Yeah,
and
no,
everything's
I
gonna
was doing it
locked
also.
up the right way.
I was also doing it by hand, and so I got everything. I did Valentine's Day, and I knew we were going out. Well, we were getting dinner and all that, and I'm like, looking at it, I'm like, fuck it. I got everything torn off. Fucking put it together. Less than an hour. Fucking had everything put together. I'm like, fuck yeah! Like, and it all goes into place, and then I get.
He's got the new wheel cylinder in. He's
Yeah.
got everything in.
And it fucking looked perfect too, because I even sent you the picture, and you're like,
Yeah, Joe's got the suppliers too. So anyway, I get a picture of everything's together. I'm like, cool. We'll bleed the brakes tomorrow because
Yeah.
we need two people to bleed the brakes. I was like, all right, it's
Yeah.
like, we'll do the brake bleeding tomorrow, whatever. And then I get a text message about 10 minutes later. He's like, I can't turn the adjuster.
and I'm like,
I'm like, wait,
like not even tighten or loosen. I'm
like,
like,
he cannot turn
like,
the
I'm like
adjuster.
something,
So I'm like,
and I can't get the drum on. I'm like,
so then at this point we stop messaging. We just do the weird ass thing you do with the phone and talk.
yeah.
Yeah. Right.
And he's like, you're calling me. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I'm at a point. I'm like, I think tomorrow
like-
you gotta come over. I'm like,
So
I
then,
just
like
need a
right over the
stick
top
to
of it, so I'm like, okay, so you can't turn the adjuster. I was like, is the spring locked into it backwards? He's
Nope.
like, no, the spring is the same way it came out. I'm like, all right. Is the adjuster like bottomed all the way out or
Nope.
one way or the other? He's like, no, I can see threads in there. He's like, I just can't turn this thing at all. And I was like, all right. I was like, put it together. That's all right. Just slide the drum on, keep it out of the weather.
I'm like, I couldn't slide
You
the
know,
drum on.
All right, well, do whatever. I was like, all right, just leave it. Because this was like what, 5:30,
about
almost
6 o'clock.
Yeah, it
so
was
the
almost
sun
6
was
o'clock.
just about down,
Sure,
and
yeah.
I was like, I gotta get dinner for her. Like it's Valentine's Day. I already said.
So it was basically, all right, we'll just call me when you get home from work tomorrow. We'll come over. We'll handle this
the
one out.
thing.
yeah.
So basically, his thing was he put it all together correctly. He really wanted a second set of eyeballs just to see if he missed anything or
Sure,
whatever.
absolutely.
The thing is, he did not miss anything. First time redoing drum brakes, he did it. Everything together. He put everything
Proud of
together
myself.
exactly what it was supposed to
Probably
be.
too.
Like
So-
I know people are probably laughing, like, "Oh, it's fucking dry." I've
So-
never touched like drum
Yeah.
brakes.
So
like
anyway,
that. This
so
brakes like that's totally different. Never touched drum brakes like that.
like I said, so he reaches in there and shows me that he can't turn. I'm like, all right. I was like, well, let's pull the friggin' thing out. Let's see what's
So-
what.
Pried it apart. I got it out. Brian took it. He's like, "I can't turn it." And I'm like,
And I see threads available.
Fuck.
I see threads available. I'm like, all right. So I grab a pair of pliers and a flathead screwdriver and crack it loose and take it completely apart. I look, nothing appears to be out, and I get it to a certain point.
and it hit
And
that
either-
same spot.
Either the threads inside the adjuster were not machined all the way down, or there was trash in the threads from the manufacturing
yeah,
process,
yeah.
and it was just
Oh,
a badly machined part. So,
What year is it? 1986.
yeah.
no, like
Well,
the
yeah,
replacement,
but
the
the-
replacement
Oh, the
was bad.
replacement part. Yeah, that's
See, so
yeah.
way through.
Yeah.
Same problem of trying to get good parts now.
Yeah.
So, like, well, let's grab the old one.
Aftermarket, man.
It's gotten like
But-
compared to when I used to
So
work
anyway,
at O'Reilly's
grab
like,
the old
12
one.
years ago or whatever.
But like I
It's
said,
got-
I grabbed the old one and just adjusted it outside the same. I was thinking, well, maybe this one is just it's a wrong part. It's machined. It's just too long. So I got the same amount of thread showing on the old one as the new one. They matched up the same length, and I was like, well, the new one works really, really well.
No, the old one.
The old one works really, really well. Hell, throw it back in. Let's see what happens. We
Sure.
threw it back in. We took it, and then we got it, and then reached in, did a couple clicks with a spoon. Dunk, dunk, dunk. Everything looks good. It's like, let's bleed it.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say, yeah, we bled it.
Well-
We went up to 8.
Went to Ace Hardware to get some tube.
Two.
So we bled the
Did
brakes
that.
out and got a really good pedal, and we went just a quick trip around a couple
put
blocks.
the tires back on because I was gonna leave everything off, but I'm like, you're like, fuck it. So put everything on, drove it around the block twice,
Yeah.
got
Pulled in,
out, checked everything.
looked fine, and we're like, longer ride.
Next
We
thing
took
you know,
the thing
30
around
minutes.
about 30 minutes, and
Yeah, man.
came back. Everything was fine,
And then we took it out today.
and everything
Another
was
30
fine.
minutes, went to the gas station, all that
Yeah.
stuff.
And then we did.
Oh, I know.
You
I
guys-
was doing my ride.
Like, you guys took it out, so I mean,
Yeah,
I like it.
and when we got out of the car, and that was even with weight in the back, too.
Yeah.
And not saying it like, we...
Well,
Yeah, boy,
Like,
was a
that
person
was,
that was
that was
over
a
the rear axle.
person
Yeah.
over the
Yeah.
rear and
Yeah.
all that. And yeah, no, it was
So
fucking great.
so once again, this car likes to fight us, but every now and then,
And it started
she
even time the
relents
fucking
and-
turn signals
The high beams worked.
even canceled themselves out,
The
which
high
they
beams
never
worked.
did. The high beams actually clicked, which the high beams never fucking clicked. What normally with the high beams, I'd have to hold it. It
Does
would
it mean
never
she
click.
likes you now?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
for
don't
now.
know, man.
As they go.
she is a temperamental bitch.
It is.
It's one of those. I just need to get these tires on, and then March. What was it?
March 9th.
March 9th. There
At
is
NPD.
a Foxes in the Forest. It's a big fox body cruising that's going to be happening at NPD, and that is my goal to make sure that the 86 shows up
Hell
at
yeah, man.
Foxes in the Forest. Like, yeah, no, like
It's been a lot of years since we took that thing up to NPD.
yeah, and I'm gonna buy so many parts up there because I need that door striker. Like, I'm
Yeah.
he's like, the door won't open. I'm like, pull it up. I'm like, yeah, there's no door striker on that side. I'm like, I need the bolts for the hood release.
Yes.
Need that. Yeah. They also now sell a full aftermarket fog light switch. That's $10. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
you
get
should,
that.
yes, definitely get that.
Yeah. There's
I
there's a lot of stuff that I'm gonna
dude,
get. while I'm up
I
there.
somehow managed to cobble together like the one Marshall light, the fog lamp.
Mhm.
like the ceramic piece inside was broken.
That one still won't work. I mean, it comes on, it comes off. I don't know, but I also think
But-
it might be a connection thing.
But it also might be the original, the plug going from the light to the car pump harness.
I know, and I can get that for another $20.
Nickel and dime,
No, no, no,
man.
no. I took an in-op Marshall 750 fog lamp that was like destined to be parts for another lamp, and I made that thing work.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so you also don't know those fog lights in my car. If they were in non-working condition, you can sell those on eBay for $300. In working condition, you got $1,000 right on the thing. Like,
What do I need to look at it? Pull it yourself?
The
Oh.
Marshall 720 fog light.
750.
750. That's what it was.
So Mike,
Yeah, sorry.
no,
Sorry,
don't be sorry. No,
Never
I-
apologize, my friend.
we have gone through quite a bit of time. I know you had something you wanted to talk about, and I want to go off into that because I know that will consume the rest of the episode.
Oh yes.
Because
No.
that's-
Again, sorry, people that are
Or-
now officially watching. This is what we do: is we have a topic, and then we don't have a topic, and then
We spin off on tangents.
Yeah, spin off on tangents
And create our own topics as we go. That's
Yeah.
how it works.
Well, that's the best way of it.
Got to take a field trip to a U-pull. Yes. But even so, man,
What was strapped to the? Was that a drum kit?
I don't know, but it literally
Or it looked like a bass
it looked
drum or a
like- it
barrel
looked like
pit?
the Blues Brothers driving by with a giant fucking megaphone strapped to the fucking Jeep roof.
Anyway,
So Sunday. Is it
not football.
It is.
Yeah,
Not
it's Sunday.
football though.
Is the Super Bowl
Not.
of the automotive world. Well, at least NASCAR. It is the Daytona 500. So,
Possibly due to weather.
yeah, no,
But
It's Daytona 500 day.
it's gonna be
It is,
Daytona
it is.
500.
You ain't
Day.
first or last.
Exactly. I mean, and we took the 86 out, which has do it for raise hail, praise hail, and then also I had to move over my Dylan Herb duffel bag for Dan to sit in the back.
Yeah, absolutely. Before
but-
you threw the tape in the tape deck. My man.
Anyway,
which tape was it?
the Monster Ballads.
Oh, nice. Absolutely perfect. Perfect.
Anyway, so
The only thing that would have been better would have been Somewhere in Time.
well, but I figured the Monster Ballads.
Yeah.
Was it. Anyway, so what is your favorite track that NASCAR has ever raced at?
I'll go last.
You got all your road tracks, your super speedways, short tracks, all that. I mean, Watkins-Glen.
If I can take it off first, as an ignorant person who doesn't watch NASCAR, I am partial to the Indy 500 and Daytona. Like, those are two of my
Oh,
favorite
yeah,
tracks. I've always wanted to be on these tracks because of how long they are and the speed you can reach. My dad, he actually was able to take his 86 Corvette out on the Daytona during the Corvette meet. Literally, his whole club went over there, and they were able to go.
That
That-
place,
that-
that place is
that-
absolutely. I went over there years and years ago. Me and Brett took Josh and a couple of his
Mhm.
friends, and we went out and did the Daytona experience, the whole Daytona
Yeah, yeah,
experience thing, where you went through the whole museum and then you did the ride around the whole
Yep.
infield. And that place, when you're on the back stretch and you're looking at turn 4,
Yeah.
it looks like looking at that wall right there. That's
Yeah.
what it looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when you roll around on the apron of the track and you look up, you're just like, holy shit.
Also,
what is it, like 9 stories?
It's
like
huge. It's,
like the
It's
whole
big.
thing.
Yeah.
Like it's
yeah,
like,
like I said
up
though,
there.
when you're on the apron of the backstretch, just sitting there looking, and you're looking at turn 4, it doesn't look like a corner. It just looks like a
wall.
It's like a
Yeah.
wall sitting there. It's huge.
I was gonna say, I was more than half of those Corvettes that hit that Daytona track, though, their rotors would come back glowing from braking because, friends, street
Yes.
brakes are not for
Track-
endurance
are not
racing.
track day-
Like,
They're not track day
no,
brakes.
they are not.
So I'm pretty basic when it comes to mine. Just
well, unlike our friend Joshua with his Mazda 3.
yeah, running the Daytona. Well,
who
he
we
went
actually
to the
ran
Grand Prix
past
circuit.
when we had the 86 out. But no, 149 on the backstretch and then going in, and then his brakes are.
Yeah,
well, this is
third gen Mazda
this,
3.
yeah, this is a Mazda 3 that wasn't supposed to be turboed, that he turboed.
Oh, perfect.
That is,
That thing's
it's angry and it's beautiful and
Not with that attitude.
Yeah.
No,
I can't think of a single thing that could go wrong.
So, I have two. first one is more or less due to like my own personal memories and things like that.
Oh,
Also,
I know what
track,
it is.
but Homestead.
Yeah, there it is. Absolutely.
If you've never
Absolutely.
if you've never been to the Homestead track, it's very interesting because it's in Miami, well, Homestead, but people they have a certain picture of what that place looks like and everything. Homestead Raceway is in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah, it's
You
in the
literally
woods,
drive through the swamp
Yeah.
for 20, 30 miles, and there is nothing but swamp everywhere. And then
That's
boom,
because it's South
race-
Florida.
Yeah.
And
But just like the Freedom Factory and just like Bandamere and everywhere else, the developers will find a way to build houses next to a racetrack so they can complain about it.
I'll tell you what,
But,
I would definitely buy a house next to a racetrack just so I can be like, yo, I live there. Can I just, is this like the golf course thing? You live on the golf course, you can just like go over.
growing up, my dad's always been a really big NASCAR fan. And before I moved up here, we lived down there. My dad religiously took us to races and everything. And I've been to so many races at that racetrack. Just, it's amazing. But, and then second, like underrated track in my opinion, but Pocono.
Pocono.
Ah!
Hey, explain to the ignorant, please.
It's they've described it as a roval
Okay.
because it's triangle shaped,
Okay.
Pennsylvania. And because of the different way all the corners are different.
Like heights and like grades?
Heights, banks,
And-
radius,
Whoa!
surface bumps, everything. Like,
So you have three turns.
But you have
Sorry, I was in the bathroom.
technically, no. Technically, I think you have
Thanks,
like
sir.
4 or 6 turns because of how it like apexes
Oh,
out.
but,
Pocono, yeah.
it's.
But the thing is about it is there's.
I think it's 5.
I think it is 5.
I think 5.
But there's so many. The straight parts are so straight. You gain so much speed between the turns.
It's almost like Talladega.
It's a
tri-
lot like
it's
Talladega.
like a
It's
triangle.
very technical, even though it doesn't look technical.
Sure.
It is.
And I think I've seen like televised wise, and me
Also,
not
it's
being
a
the biggest
beautiful,
NASCAR guy, like
beautiful track. Like the surroundings of it. I mean, it's Pocono. Beautiful scenery, beautiful mountains, beautiful trees.
for the second beer, Daniel did that thing he does, and he didn't look at the beer list. So on episode 56, we actually had this. So over,
oh, you did.
He
you finally
blames
decided to check the
himself.
list, huh?
I did have
He blames himself, but I was the man standing next to him that said, "Hey, honey brown, that sounds really good." He's like, "I don't think we had that."
all right, Zach picked it. I didn't
picked
say
it.
anything.
Okay, but here's the thing.
We all have it on our phone. Where
That
you
was
hit
pre-COVID.
I know.
Oh yeah, that was a long time ago.
56.
I'm still a special
We're
guest.
at 130.
Episode 56 was probably like 2 years in. We're 5.5 years. We're almost at our 6-year mark.
So my palate has changed because of the COVIDs. So maybe it'll be different tasting. Than
Well,
This was before
I've
Florida.
never had this
But
before.
the thing is, though, well, here's the thing. It has been so long since we've had this.
I don't remember what it
I
tastes
think
like.
it'll be cool to revisit this one, and we probably should revisit some of
I
our
was gonna
beers
say, yeah,
before.
we were talking about that yesterday about that.
So we have had some duplicates before, and they've all been by accident.
I'm just happy it wasn't a fucking hibiscus one. So
Nah.
I know which ones to avoid now. Before that, I was gonna get some ignorantly
I'd rather
Oh,
you
what
done
was
hibiscus.
this?
victory.
Yeah.
Victory.
Yeah,
They have some ignorant, juicy, hazy IPA that's
Yeah.
like 10%.
yeah.
But
we've
I was
done.
nice, and I didn't get
we've,
that.
We've done that one. You brought it.
See? I was damned out of no. There was a third one though that I'm pretty sure we definitely have never had. It was what was that? Paige pointed that one out, and I was like, I don't know because I should have got it because that was the one she said. It was Ghost something, Ghost Kids or something like that.
Why aren't your guys' bubbling? Mine's going right from the center.
Because you have a thing. At the
Oh,
bottom.
yeah, you have the self bubbling bottle.
Yeah.
Or cup.
you have
welcome.
an etching at that glass has an etching at the bottom.
I
You're
sold
being,
that.
you're being
from-
for real.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I sold
Oh
that
my
from
gosh.
Pints. Yeah, if you look at the bottom. See
And
it?
it makes it so it constantly
Oh.
bubbles.
Oh, this is such a cool glass.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
This is what happens.
Well, there's certain things that happen.
I mean,
every
I
time.
bought it from Uno's.
Yeah.
I bought it.
Well, there
I
are certain
bought it.
things that happens, and one of them is that I get this glass because I am a Gen Xer and I was around when MTV.
Was
I
properly
remember.
into.
But that one is a good one.
Sláinte, gentlemen. Happy
Sláinte.
Friday yet again.
Salud.
Everybody watching, happy Friday, Sláinte, salute, cheers. I hope you guys are having a great night.
Love you long time.
Whatever you're doing, whether you're wrenching in the garage, or you're sitting there just watching this, or doing something else and just listening in the
Oh,
background.
just snuggling up in a blanket or pooping.
Could be
Because we know.
Yeah.
We know.
We do.
We know. We all
do.
see you. We
We all sit and scroll. Sorry.
Indeed,
Shit,
Joe.
scroll.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Joe.
Hey.
Yeah, no. Well, so you want to go last with your...
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's a
I
lot
like
more
this.
honey than I remember.
Really?
A lot
This is
more honey
exactly
than
how I
remember.
remember it.
It is.
Delicious. Delicious.
Like I
but
said, it's really good,
exactly-
but there's nothing that really stands out
Yeah.
on it. It's beer.
it's
It is
there.
a honey beer.
It's there. You got the honey. You got...
How'd they get that footage? And which footage would that be, Joe?
ain't no
So
older
when
than
you
your
come
cameras
over
are.
here and you use our bathroom. And
It's
just
time
like,
to come clean, you know.
Anyway, so my track.
Yes.
Oh man.
So I also agree with Brian what his pick is because it's a good pick. I know you haven't said
Happy
it yet,
Friday, Mike.
but fucking Bristol, man, the Thunderdome,
The goddamn
the
Thunderdome.
goddamn Thunderdome. So if you don't know about Bristol, it is one of the short. I think it's shorter than Martinsville.
Yeah.
It is.
It is so short that on the starting lap, out of 43 cars, they are nose to nose the entire time.
Yeah,
Huge
like
bank.
tail end car is
Half
over
a
on the
mile.
back. So as the lead
Yeah,
cars are
that's-
crossing the finish line, tail end cars are on,
So it's
on the
only a
back
little
stretch.
bit bigger than the Citrus County Raceway right here.
I mean, honestly.
And that. But it's also basically a dome.
It's a
So
coliseum.
You got
It's a
Yeah.
coliseum.
track,
Absolutely.
and then you have so much more before you get to the first level of seats, and it is just up. And they call it the Thunderdome because it is
well,
just
it's coliseum.
well, yeah, and the
But-
sound just ups out of it. And
But
it
also
goes straight into the
Thunderdome
mountain.
because it's like 2 enter 1 lead.
Oh,
It's
man. It
tempered
is- it is
tempered square.
beautiful.
The thing is though, like this is
I think they only hit like 90,
Dude.
90
Yeah,
to
but the
95
thing is,
miles.
though,
Like
Say,
under,
Daytona's 2.5 miles. It's 5 times longer than that
yeah,
track.
so, but it's one that's like,
That's-
seriously, they maybe hit 95 to 105 miles per hour. Like, that's the, like, it's a second gear track. That's it.
yeah,
That
basically
actually
it's
sounds like a lot of fun.
It's like, it's like
fun.
these cars are exiting turn 4 at about 6,500 RPM,
Yeah.
and by the time they jump on the brakes, they don't just roll in; they jump on the brakes
yeah.
to go into turn 1. They're turning 9,500 RPM in 8th mile.
Yeah,
And
if that.
the funny thing is too that we're talking about this is earlier.
650-foot straight, by the
Yeah.
way, on that.
Earlier when
Yeah,
I was
that's it.
8th mile is 660 foot.
when I was just like scrolling on Facebook, I came across a video of people who weren't prepared to go to the Daytona 500,
Mm-hmm.
and
And then just,
it's a compilation of like people who just assume that there's going to be 30 cars winging by me at 200 miles an hour.
43.
Sorry, 43 cars at 200 miles an hour flying past me, and you see
I'm going to stand next to the
boats flying
fence.
out of people's
And then
hands
all of a
and
sudden, they
stuff.
don't realize that it's 43 cars going at 210 miles per hour going,
Air is fluid. Air is fluid. It is
When I
a
brought
just,
it-
just
and you want
whoosh.
something.
Yes,
Move back.
when you model
Well, you know, like-
aerodynamics, you were actually doing fluid dynamic
Correct.
modeling.
Exactly.
And Paige is one of those people, she can appreciate a car, but she's not, super into anything or anything. And I took her to the Coke Zero 400,
Mhm.
and we were right there at the start line, right there where everything comes past. She was like, this is insane, and I love it.
Absolutely.
She said, those cars, she said, I can even tell that those engines are working. And when they come past, feeling the pressure and everything, just
Yeah.
like,
And
it's
That much
fucking
mass
awesome.
pushing that much air at once, just it goes somewhere.
Yeah.
And it goes to the crowd too.
You want to know what's an even better feeling than that? Going to your local track and feeling the same thing.
Yeah,
We need to go.
absolutely.
We all need to
Oh,
go.
field trip.
I go every
So we
single-
need a you
I
pull a
go-
field trip
I go-
and
I go every single day. Right now they're doing the Legends thing. I've been sitting on the back porch listening to the announcer. I know exactly who's won, who's raced.
No,
all
we need to
that.
go.
Well,
No,
yeah,
absolutely.
but
No.
just saying.
No, like I said,
you
like I said, the thing about our local
I love
track,
that little track.
you are so close. Like there's like
you
sit-
get
like
hit with
sit-
rubber.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
You get hit
Oh,
with debris.
been-
Like I
yeah.
said, you leave there, you need a shower.
Oh, absolutely.
Like you need a shower because you're covered in track. You're covered in track.
And
track
but
dust.
the thing is our viewers have heard it while we're doing our show. They have heard everything going on.
Not just the local racers, the local tracks. Because
Yeah.
local tracks are. Our track has been here for decades.
Yep.
60.
It and the airport has
65.
been here longer than half this Highland subdivision out here. And every year we get people that move down here and they buy a house near the airport and buy a racetrack, and then they start bitching about everything.
When we bought it, so we bought this house.
Ooh, Junkyard in Yankeetown. I
Oh
did
yes,
forget
yes,
about that.
yes. That's that one that has a lot of classics
One. Yeah.
out there. But talking about the track, March coming up in March, it'll be 8 years that we've owned this house. When we were buying the house and all that, like we were doing the tour and all that stuff, it actually ended up being on a Friday. Heard the track, and the realtor's like, "Oh, well, that's the only downside." And I'm like, "Yeah, no, that's not a downside." She's like,
Not
"Well,
correct.
a lot of," I'm like, "No."
Yeah.
Like the biggest,
Exactly,
the-
Joe. You've been hearing it for 31 years. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
just how it is.
and well, Joe lives 2 blocks away. And
Well,
yeah,
like I said, I used to live
Yeah.
over
but
there.
it was one of
and-
those, like, that was a selling point. Like when I pulled into the driveway, the garage was open. I pulled the car in, and my car will fit. Okay, backed out, got out, heard the car. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, but like sold.
Yeah.
Sold. Like, I can sit on my back porch and hear the announcer, hear exactly every single race heat
Yeah.
going on, know who wins.
Mhm.
Yes, done. Yes.
Yeah. Like I said, for a little while, I used to live just like what, 3 blocks that way.
That way, yeah.
Like 3 blocks north and 2 blocks east. Boom, boom.
Mhm.
And same thing. I could literally just walk out I could just sit on my front porch and just hear the race cars doing
It's
race
the
car
greatest
things,
thing.
hear the
I
announcers and
sleep,
the whole
I
9
sleep
yards.
so good with that.
You were bringing that up. I just wanted to check it to make
Oh,
sure. When
our
it comes
track?
to our track, it's
It's
the
the
Citrus County Speedway.
3/8 track. Well,
Yeah, it's the track opened as a quarter-mile dirt track in 1954,
Yep.
and then the oval was converted to pavement in
64?
1960.
Yeah. Oh, 60. Okay.
Expanded to the 3/8,
Yep.
and then the paved figure 8 was added in 1995. I actually remember when the figure 8s were set. That's when I started going. I was born in 92, so like
Yeah.
I don't remember a time that I haven't been going to that track. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
So
Yeah.
it was one of those late 96, 97. I was born in Spring Hill, so it was the county below us in that. But ever since,
Friendly neighbors.
yeah, but ever since 3-4 years
Hey,
old,
well,
it was
Mom used to live in Mazarktown.
yeah. But it was one of those four. At that point, I think it was $4 for kids and
Yeah,
like
dude.
$6 for adults and all that.
Yeah, that place
We
has
used
always
to-
been like
me and my cousins used to come up and with my uncle Gary come up here and fucking watch races.
yeah, that
and all
place
that.
that place has always been an absolute just
even now,
bang for
I
the
think
buck
it's,
entertainment value.
I think
And
it's
family
10,
oriented.
I think it's
Yeah.
$10 for adults and $8 for seniors.
Which I
and
mean,
kids
compared to what everything else is now, and
Dude,
even if it was-
absolutely, man, you're trying to take the family out to do something like, dude, that's
and even
worth
and
it.
even
Like,
even the concession prices.
it might be
aren't
15. I'm not
bad.
exactly sure,
No.
but like no, like you got
I
that
know,
the
like,
buck.
The Rusty Wallace experience. She
The
got 3
bucket,
laps
the
around
bucket
the
of beer
neighborhood.
is not a bad price.
Absolutely
The
love
food,
it.
is
That would be
yeah,
that would be a
decent
blast.
food
Yeah.
and that. Like they have decent food, like that. Their beer prices are good, and just like going there and
And-
it's a really good.
And like I said, it is recommended that you take ear protection, and they always have it on hand for purchase, and it's always super cheap.
It
Yeah.
just-
Oh, stop it!
I know.
Like I said, I mean,
I'm that guy who sat at the tree at IFO one year while everybody went past, and at the end of the day, I was like, somebody said, "Did you have a good day?" And I said, "Yeah, I did."
The ringing.
Yes.
I was the guy that went to Gator Nationals for the first time that didn't have ear protection.
Oh,
even worse. That's
bro.
like Monster Jam too. Monster Jam.
Well, Monster Jam, that was my entire childhood. But going to Gator Nationals for the first time with no ear protection, Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
I could not hear it
That's-
today.
yeah.
All I heard was,
But anyway,
and couldn't smell either because of the night.
Rubber.
No,
I'm
because of
excited.
the fucking methane. Oh,
I was excited about this part
Oh.
because Brian picked.
Oh no, I still haven't made my track.
Oh, you haven't.
No.
no, I know what
Sorry,
it is.
sorry.
though. I know what it is.
Don't.
It's-
Yeah.
Of course,
Well, no,
You're
I'm-
his kid. Of
No,
course you
no,
do.
no. I know the track, but it is a beautiful.
Okay, which track is it?
You're gonna do Suzuka, aren't you?
No.
Really?
No, I'm not.
You're not gonna do
Although,
Suzuka.
although
Really?
Because he knew you knew what you. He
when
would
they
pick.
were doing when he first brought this up, immediately this one sprung to mind. This is the one. But although when they were doing exhibition races at the end of the season in Suzuka, Japan,
98?
97, I think is when
What
it
was
was.
that?
He was still in a Thunderbird.
Thunderbird, yes, it was.
He was in
I think it was 97 because I actually have a model of it. I have to look up my direct notes and model. So they
Mark
decided
Martin.
that as the
It
end
was
of
Mark
the year,
Martin
as
at
an exhibition race, because the weather in Japan does what weather in Japan things can do from time to time.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's very
They
humid and
had
it's
windshield
basically an
wipers
island.
on it.
So
They had rain
NASCAR
tires.
decided that they were going to race in the rain, even though it was an oval. Well, they believe they're going to race in the rain. So they made everybody do a wet weather setup on the car. That means they had to have a windshield defroster, they had to have
Yep.
a windshield wiper, they had Goodyear develop a set of rain tires.
Oh,
The whole 9 yards.
It's starting to come back. I remember.
Mark Martin.
I've seen this before.
Mark
actually.
Martin is
On
the
YouTube.
only NASCAR driver to post an official qualifying time in the rain.
And I love Mark Martin so much because he's my size. We're
Yes.
literally the same height.
But
And that's
the
why
track
I like
that
Mark
the track that I chose is not Suzuka.
Huh?
The track that I chose.
What?
What?
I said y'all short dudes got to stick together. I know.
We do, and we're good drivers. We're like jockeys.
Kind of.
I was gonna
Or
say
like jockeys.
if it's every 100 or what? What is it? Every 100
Simplify and add
pounds.
lightness.
Every 100 pounds is a 10.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
But dude, you and whatever either we can drive the same vehicle. You are 1/20th of a second
Well,
faster than
hey,
me,
Yeah.
and like just because of size
one,
playing.
the one time BJ wanted to run to Hayabusa at
Oh,
IFO,
God.
he was like, "I'm gonna put you on it." I'm like, "I can't touch the ground." He's like, "I'm gonna hold a bike at the line." You weigh 200 pounds less than me. I'm like, "But I can't touch the ground." He's like, "I'll hold a bike. I'll hold a bike. You
I
gotta
did-
do the run."
bro.
I'm like, "I can't touch the ground." He's like, "You got this." I'm like, "No, I don't.
You just
no, I
gotta
don't."
go. Don't stop.
All right. So my track was, and it has not been raced on since 1989. But I'm a road course guy at heart.
Mm,
I love twisty
absolutely.
roads.
Yep.
I love IMSA racing. I love sports car racing. Road courses is kind of my jam. When it comes to circuit racing, road courses is my jam. So anytime NASCAR goes to the road courses, I love the hell out of it. I would love to see I would love to see the stock cars run at like Road Atlanta,
Sure.
Road
Oh yeah.
America,
Absolutely.
Rockins
mid
Glen.
mid Ohio. I want to see them run the great natural terrain road courses here in the U.S.
Mhm.
And they did run Watkins Glen, which is always fun to watch,
Oh,
even though they do the short course, not the long course.
I know, but if they did the long course,
And they did do Sears Point for
Mhm.
Sonoma for a lot of years. I think they still do. I don't know.
They-
I haven't watched
they-
it.
they
I haven't
still
watched
do.
it in so long because
they still do.
NASCAR as a sport has lost me because
Oh,
of a bunch
yeah.
of dumb shit they did.
Well,
But
they
anyway,
fucking got playoffs.
Riverside.
Oh,
Before my time, friend.
Riverside Raceway,
really?
California.
I
Okay.
forgot about that
And
one.
this was back in the day when they really didn't build
Riverside. What's
They really didn't build the road race specials that they do now, where they have these cars they'll take out for a small number of races a year on the road courses.
No, it was the
They
same
would just
car.
take a short track car
Was that
and change the alignment on it so that they could
was that
run
the
it.
same one that Earnhardt went through the corner of and didn't give a shit
Oh,
and was
yeah.
getting the mud off of his windshield?
Probably.
permanently closed?
Okay, so
Sad.
this was
Oh,
That's spicy.
I
this was
think
Bad.
that was that
so
one.
Riverside
That's
was.
fantastic.
And what picture are you showing?
It's just a track, like,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Like
just
2D
right,
line.
right. So Riverside was just this fast, old school, not a lot of runoff, not a lot of room for error racetrack.
It looks like it's not.
And then they would take these 3,400-pound stock cars, and again, at the
At
time,
this point, they
they
still
weren't
stock cars.
they weren't doing, like I said, the road race specials. They weren't doing the road course special cars that they only take out for road course. They were taking like short track cars and intermediate cars and figuring out what worked and alignment settings and shit like that.
Gearing, everything. Just
But
shit.
all of those
Yeah.
things, but even so, you would still see these guys that the rest of the country would look at as these redneck yokels that only know how to go in circles and turn left. And you would see the early in-car footage of these guys, like Ricky Rudd.
Oh,
Ricky
he was
Rudd's-
an understatement. Like,
like,
on
They
the
like when they
ovals,
started
like,
when they
he
started
was-
putting in-car cameras in these things, especially when they started doing like smaller cameras, when they started doing pedal cams at the road courses. Ricky Rudd, watching that man dance on those pedals, you would swear it's like, what's this guy doing in NASCAR? That guy should be kicking ass at Le Mans. I mean, like,
Yeah.
Well, you would have
know,
those.
I mean-
You would have like Ricky Rudd. You would have Mark
Mark
Martin.
Martin.
But also like, and it's not
and
just
Dale.
like, and it's not just
Both
like
Dales.
Dale being, Dale Earnhardt, like, but still,
But also,
he
good
was
it
a fucking road racer. But then also,
Dale Jarrett could
Dale
run.
Jarrett. Oh,
Rusty
fucking-
Wallace could
Yeah.
road race. Like, you had all these guys that you just
Honestly-
thought of were just oval drivers, but then you would see them on these road courses, and when they
Oh, no,
started
watch
putting,
him perform. No,
like I
no,
said, but when
I
they started
remember.
putting, I mean, you would see these guys just bump over the corner
Mhm.
barriers, like almost. Have you ever watched Aussie V8 Supercars?
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
I'm
okay,
so ignorant,
we,
friends.
we,
Please.
we got videos after this to show.
Aussie V8 Supercars is amazing. The closest I've ever seen
And then,
NASCAR.
but also Daryl Waltrip riding into Aussie supercar.
And this,
He
was,
cried.
and this was
He
Daryl.
cried.
And this was Daryl Waltrip Jars, who's raced at Riverside.
Mhm.
The closest I've ever seen of seeing any NASCAR driver drive like an Aussie supercar driver was at Riverside.
Yeah.
Like this was a beast of a track, and these were like I said again, everybody thought these guys could only go fast, turn left,
I mean,
and
you
not
did
do
have
anything.
certain people that didn't.
But
do it
but
right.
then you would see these guys come out, and like I said, you would see Dale and Rusty and Mark and
The
Jeffrey
greatest thing,
Bodine and
yeah,
Ricky
but
Rudd. You would see
the
these
greatest
guys
thing
that
was is watching those races and watching the people that no one paid attention to because they weren't the greatest at the
Oval.
the oval super
and you
track.
would see these
and they
guys
would
just all of a sudden
dominate.
just launch to the front.
dominate
And
at
you would
these
wa-
road
and like you would
courses.
watch them take these 3,500 pound absolute
and fucking
piles
just,
of crap.
Good Lord, Chevy.
But
Like
like,
I said,
like the way they're walking sideways, like they have all the grip, but they're also loose, but they have it all
Okay, have you
right there.
You ever been
No.
to my Z28? Because it's like 3,400
Okay.
pounds. and it has
have
the
you
suspension
ever-
that's soft.
Have you ever seen or have you ever experienced or pulled off a no oversteer drift?
To basically where
You're drifting through the corner, but your wheel is straight. Your front tires are straight. And
Yes.
these guys were doing those things with stock cars that are running
Absolutely.
that are running 60 Chevy truck arm rear suspension.
Perfect.
Those guys
That's the
those
energy
guys were
that-
taking those big ass cars
with,
and just
with 800 horsepower.
launching them through like that. And you would actually and you
When
sometimes
men were men and mice were scared.
And sometimes, like as a kid watching these things on TV, like I would even pick up when the bowls would run dry
Mm-hmm.
because they're all carbureted. But
Yep.
I would even pick up every now and you would see them go through an S, or you would see
you
them
hear,
bounce over a curb, and all of a sudden you could hear the
Yeah.
when it literally like fuel sloshed out of the bowl,
Down to the side.
like with the fuel would slosh
Oh.
out of the bowl, and you would hear the engine cut and then immediately come back. It was like. Like I said, as a 11, 12, 13-year-old, I'm watching the TV, Wild World of Sports. I'm going, oh shit,
He ran out of gas. He ain't got no gas in
Like,
it.
exactly.
Like, again, because that was back. Like I said, that was back before they started building those cars specifically for road
Absolutely,
courses.
yeah.
And
Stock car.
Yeah,
There was
like
a
I-
name for it,
yeah,
you know?
because they
There's a
still
lot of...
use because, like I
yeah.
said, the hood, the roof, the trunk panel, and parts of the quarters was all production sheet metal.
Exactly.
Like I said, so for that reason, just that old school beastie.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, look, here's a racetrack. Go race.
You know what?
Riverside's it.
What do you think it would take to convince manufacturers to...
They're starting back to IROC. They are starting
Oh.
back to IROC.
I was just thinking
honestly,
about
if
putting
you wanna-
stock cars in races.
They are. They
I like mustard on my French fries.
Yeah.
My
They
man.
ain't got no gas in it.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Actually, I think that's a good segue
Hold on,
to
Brian,
the
you
auction
get that?
car.
No, I don't.
Sling braid.
Oh yeah,
Ain't
yeah.
got no gas in
Ain't
it.
got no gas.
That's an excellent segue, though, to the auction car. Brian chose a very unique car for the
So
meeting.
guys, go gather around the screen there and take a look at it.
No, we got the beautiful TV.
Oh.
So this is a picture of it.
And this did come from Cars and Bids.
Yeah, give it
The
a second.
engine bay.
Hold on.
Hold on.
Well, but sorry
Well, I mean,
guys. We're watching
There
it.
you go.
There's a
It's
little
cool.
bit of delay on our
Yeah.
end.
There you go.
Look at that.
It's a coil and an intake manifold.
So
So it's the 86.
what we have here is a 1986
Oh, TVR.
TVR 280i convertible.
From Blackpool, England.
It's got 47,000 miles, has a 2.8 liter Ford V6 4-speed manual, and it is mostly
Hold on,
automatic.
it's not
What?
Russian.
Well,
Wait
no,
a
no,
second.
no,
Wait
no,
a second.
But notice the inboard brakes.
I just noticed that.
Did you say 47,000 miles?
47,000.
That's a lot of miles for that car.
It's obviously had some.
What is the
politics.
ground? What was that?
It
What
is-
was
Oh.
that with that ground strap?
No,
What is the bars? Is it the chassis?
Is
Yeah,
it a
that's
race
a
car?
Like a
it's-
space frame kind of chassis?
It's a race car.
it's coated in oil. It's, British.
Okay, it's a TVR. It's basically a kit car that was put out by a manufacturer.
There is a lot of oil.
Look at them.
There's a lot of
Hey,
oil.
hey,
That
that
is
just protects the
underside,
paint
yeah.
down there.
That's a
Exactly.
2.8 liter Cologne V6. Of course, there's oil in it.
Cologne. I
Cologne.
love I love Cologne motors.
Okay, here. Hey, fun fact.
Yeah,
Oh, it says Ford on it still.
See that little 2.8 right there?
I do.
You know what that 2.8 grew into?
This car.
The 4.0.
The
single
4.0,
The 4.0
yeah.
single overhead canvas.
Yeah,
in my
exactly.
car
Dude, I
grew-
love the 4.0 Cologne, man.
grew from that engine right there.
That's fantastic because that's actually one that I'm familiar with.
That's the same engine. That's the same
rough.
engine, minus the carburetor that my '74 Mustang II in high school had in it.
That's fantastic.
Oh, interior looks pretty banging.
Wow.
I actually like that.
That-
I mean, you can see some wear.
Except
and stuff.
that we're not going to talk
we
about
don't
the big
look
rip.
behind us in race cars.
No.
Dang,
A fire extinguisher, you definitely will need that. Hope you want to
You
check the
need
date on that.
multiple of those.
Okay, so the 5-digit odometer displays approximately 47,000 miles. Touch Carfax history begins in 1993 and contains several reporting gaps, though it indicates no accidents given the time period.
Look at that fake
Is it-
pearl wood.
Is it fake? Or
No,
is that wood?
No, it's
That's
That's
real.
wood.
Is that
exactly.
real?
That's what I
Hey,
thought,
nothing-
baby.
That's burl wood. That is actually
Ooh.
expensive.
That's real.
I like that.
You know what that was? That fire starter.
That's okay.
It was.
Goddamn
So anyways,
TVR.
we've got 14-inch wheels,
Full
inboard
BMW status with the name.
14-inch wheels, inboard rear disc brakes, pop-up headlights, power-operated antenna, if it works, manually operated soft top because the Brits couldn't figure
Why
out
does
power
that
top.
look like a convertible CRX?
Pop up and down headlights.
Look
are my
at
Because it's an
favorite.
Well,
80s
the front
TVR.
True.
When you look at that front end, I would expect a V10. Half the hood's the
Oh my
headlights.
gosh. Does it wink?
No, it's an F.
Or do they go up at the same time?
It's
All
got,
you have
it's
to
got
do-
Lucas Electrics in it.
And all you have
Maybe
to do,
they work, maybe they don't.
Because at
and
this,
all you have
at-
to do with pop-ups is you just get them to go quick enough. The motors won't keep up with each other, and they won't do that.
My FB would do that.
My
Yeah,
both my
but
pros
look,
did that.
but I know, Brian, but looking at the, like, with the pop-ups and all that stuff, it's one of those, is it a more reliable FB, or is it a less reliable, better-looking FB? I don't know.
Well, it's definitely not more reliable than an FB.
Exactly, but it
There's a lot of fluid by the rear end. And the problem is with
I
inboard
noticed a little
brakes.
crack right there.
Well, with inboard
that's
brakes,
the isolator.
dust.
Oh, okay,
That's
good.
the
your,
isolator.
your,
I feel
your
better.
rotors are next to the rear end. So when the rear end,
E-type Jaguars, C-type, basically C-type forward Jaguars did inboard brakes.
a lot of Alphas did that too, actually. But the
Do
problem
you know why they did that?
Why
It's
did
easier
they
to
do
get
that?
onto
was
tow
it
truck.
was because the wheels they used.
No, it's
No.
easier to get onto the tow truck
Not exactly. The main reason why they did that was to reduce unsprung weight at the end of the axle.
when you're on a tow truck.
But the problem is with those,
It bounces less on a tow truck.
when your rear end starts leaking, guess what's right next to the leak?
A toilet?
Your rotor.
Your hot rotors?
That gets not even that.
But
That
it's
gets slicked with gear oil.
Perfect.
But it's the rear rotors. It's fine.
Yeah.
like my drums.
70% front brakes, man.
The
We're good.
reason why it's fine is because by the time the rear end seals start leaking, the electrical system has already failed.
Well, that's because this is a TBR.
And your beer's warm. Like,
No, it's not.
Hey,
there's no cup holder.
There's no cup holder.
No, it's not. Thank you.
I just noticed there's
Hey
no
guys,
cup
one of
holder.
the things that really puts this thing over the top is that it indicates that an inspection was performed.
what?
That's it though. Just
Wait.
an inspection.
Was the CD player
fuel
stock?
system was flushed, the filters were replaced,
At that point.
and some additional service history can be found in the attached Carface report. But it does have both keys.
I just saw
Hey.
the ground wire. Thank you, the ground wire. What the fuck? On the control arm.
Look, it's Lucas Electrics. They needed all the grounding they could get.
Hey, if it's on the control arm, it's pretty close to the ground, right? Like you're almost to the tire and
Hey,
down.
look,
right there.
look, they were the inspiration for Toyota for their cars to be grounded to the ground.
See, but
But the
And-
rest
and-
of it
and
was
then-
rust, so that was the only one
Right.
that
the
wasn't
contradicting
rusty at that
problem
point.
I have is I know this thing is a severe nugget, but somebody wants it.
I want it, dude.
Somebody
Look at
wants
that
it
car.
back.
Hold on,
I would drive that car every
wasn't
day.
there one incident that always went up to cruisers?
That was
I thought
that was an older. That was a 2500M.
Yeah, that was
No, it's a coupe though.
Yeah,
Yeah, those
okay.
but it wasn't this body. It
Those
was
are
a
the coops
2500.
that they kind of look like.
It was a 2500M with a small block Ford swap.
Yeah, but it had to
Okay,
because
yeah.
that was the only way to make it run.
But the funny
This
thing
is almost
was,
like the Bertone X19 of the
Yeah.
the
but
TBR.
way longer.
way longer.
The funny thing was about that guy with the TVR is like everybody had walked past that kind of thing, looking like, oh, it's a small car with a small block Ford, blah 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 blah. And I walked up, I was like, oh wow, TVR, and the guy was like, what?
Blimey, you know what car I have, mate?
I was gonna say TVR, like they got some cool cars.
They do.
TVR,
I know
well,
more
I
of
mean,
their
the
stuff,
thing is,
like
Sarah Barrett,
That
but-
will kill you.
oh yeah,
Yes.
well,
that era though.
no,
was
not
even worse.
not that one. It was the Cigaris. That was the one that really.
Yeah.
Remember the
That
Cigaris?
will kill
Yeah.
you.
Those were the two
Dude,
cars
it's
that
like
wanted-
Gen 1 Vipers.
They're real race
They made a
cars.
No, no,
they
no,
made
no,
an
no, no,
engine.
no,
Oh,
Gen
Those
1
cars made
Gen
a
1
Gen
Viper
1
was
Viper seem like a fucking Rolls Royce.
Yes.
Like in refinement.
really?
Oh.
Because I was gonna say,
No.
like,
The British don't make cars well.
I mean,
Look
this,
at Lotus, but that's another topic for another day.
hey, that's like one of my favorite car brands ever. They're speed and lightness, my friend. They're
They're,
speed and lightness.
they're a
For a
Corolla.
minute.
I know, but they're a really light, sporty looking
All right.
Corolla, and you can.
All
look,
right.
you can look
Old
at
school
this.
Mike was in at 8600. Where are you guys in at?
Wait, what was the
Old,
for the price?
Yeah,
Old
old-
school Mike said 8600.
and again, we kind of do prices right. Rules close to
Now,
that.
and remember,
Okay.
this is a nugget, but it's a niche car.
Where was it out of?
I saw Washington plates on it.
It's crusty, dude. It's crusty. You can look under the hood and see all the
Wait, that's Washington. Well, this guy wouldn't drive in the
9.8.
snow.
9.8. 9.8.
9.8.
9.8.
$6,500.
Michael's optimistic.
Nope, stop it. 69.
Jesus.
69 hundo. Thank you.
Nice.
69 I'm going for.
Giggity. So we got 8600. Where are you at?
I feel like I was gonna shoot for like 5K, but now I just feel
No,
like
yeah,
everybody
yeah.
else is making me.
No, I'm
No,
at 9.
shoot for 5K. I went 69.
Mike's at
You
80.
said 86.
Okay, so old school Mike's at 86.
I'm
Joe's at
gonna-
10.
I'm gonna buff
I'm at
myself to
98.
50.
You're 98. You're 69.
69.
5,500.
9600 bucks.
Fuck!
Damn. Okay.
I was almost there.
I'm sorry. I was going off of 2015 auction prices.
No, but.
Did
but
you just
hold on.
get
You still
inflation?
won though.
No, I was over. I was 9.8. I was over.
Oh, you were so close.
You
won.
Wait, no. Old school Mike did.
Old school Mike.
86,
Mike.
8600.
Oh,
Oh,
Mike did.
but out of here. you
Okay.
won.
Yeah, well, he was way closer.
98 almost.
No.
Well, like you said, I mean, how often does a
And this
TV
is cars and bids too, though.
Yeah, but the thing is, hold on. How often does a TVR come up for auction?
Did you see what the
I-
newest thing
sure,
coming up
but at
across
least they
cars
could-
and bids? The 22B?
What would have been sold if you
Wait a minute.
placed
Did you
the
hold
carpet
on?
in the back?
Did you guys see that rusty ass piece of shit Supra?
We don't even need to
For
talk about that.
$48,000.
With 380,000 miles on it, rusty,
For
Fully
$48,000.
full of rust. And here's the thing. A JDM market Supra in way better condition in black sold on Cars and Bids this past week for 30.
Bring a trailer and money laundering.
the only thing I can figure. That's the only excuse I can come up with for the prices. There.
Because cars and bids, I've seen so many actually deals, proper deals on cars and bids. But yeah. So anyway,
Yeah, bring a trailer. Bring a trailer is next level nuttiness.
it is. And the mafia.
Yeah,
And the reason why I haven't done Bring a Trailer recently is because of this bullshit WebP image format crap.
Bullshit,
It's
you can't know
impossible.
JPEGs. It's dumb.
It's impossible to actually just be able to save a goddamn image off there.
Yeah.
It is. But anywho, guys, have a fantastic evening, fantastic weekend and weeks, and we will see you.
In 2 weeks.
What he said.
Yeah.
Love you long
But-
time.
But
Yeah, because we're gonna enjoy the rest of our evening for certain.
yeah, but thank you everybody from making us go from 800 followers to 2,700 followers, and then also from 400 to 506 subscribers. Seriously.
So what we found out is the basic formula for success is trailer burnouts.
Yeah.
And the ultimate way to get that is I have to get my one-legged ass into a car and do a trailer burnout.
Yeah.
We need to put a hitch on the Camaro.
Yep.
They make them. Reese makes them.
And on
Bring me a Camaro capable of doing
hold
a
on,
trailer
hold
burnout,
on.
and I will do a trailer burnout.
Okay.
The 86 did have a hitch on it, and Sabrina broke every single bolt off of there to take it off. I could not break them. Sabrina went.
She's so strong.
Remember?
Yes, I do remember that.
One day I'll be
Good
half
thing
the
she
woman
takes
she
care of
is.
Yeah.
I do remember that.
and on that note, good